IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Geek Bulletin, where we discuss the news and the not news of the day. My name is Dinkar, and with me, as sometimes, is Tejas.
What? I'm mostly here.
You're mostly
I've been mostly here from the beginning of the show.
Well, yeah, you've been around.
I have found nothing more important to do since
life.
Since 2015.
As is the case with me, it's mostly like always just us going like, hey man, this happened, you heard about it, what?
Tell you a thing, 2015 is when we started this show.
Yeah.
It's 2019 now.
No way.
We're coming up on our
the end of a decade.
Yes.
Well, you know, if you're going to count 2010 to 2019 as a decade, I'm going to count 2015 to 2019 as a decade.
Because everyone knows that the beginning of the decade is from 2021.
It's the same pedantic bullshit that's like, oh, actually, year 2000 is not when the millennium changes. It's 2001. I was like, it happens once in 1,000 years. Let's do it twice.
Let's do it twice. I agree. But it's the same people's like, it's the same principle as like, it's your birthday. When you are delivered in the hospital, but you're 0 years old.
Why are you doing this?
I'm just saying. No, that's the principle off of which we're going. That's how math works, right?
And I disagree with that because I'm like...
No, you can't disagree with it. Theoretically, it's correct. But I'm saying the thing you have to disagree
speaking,
with is like, the pedantic stuff of
Why do you want to be pedantic? It's like when you do computer programming, you start counting at 0.
Yes.
Yeah, because
I know a lot about computer programming. Go ahead.
I mean, but basically, if you want to do something for 10, you
say... computer programming software.
I'm going to teach you the basics of computer programming. So you know how you have loops and you say like, okay, here's a counter.
Love it.
The counter goes like, here's one cycle of a thing. And
Amazing.
You say, all right.
If then.
It's
else.
Literally that. If my counter, let's call it C. It's not usually traditionally called C, but if C is less than 5... then you run through the whole thing.
Got it.
And come back.
I know how this works.
And then C++, which means C increases by 1.
Very
That's
good.
what they named the thing after.
V clever.
Yeah, because the original language was called C, and then they were like, next edition, C++.
Right.
Anyway.
What are we on right now? C++++ something.
Well, there was C# a little while later. That's mostly used for robotics. Sometimes it's called a D flat.
Tell us one thing.
But my point
4 years.
Yeah.
Since we started in 2015,
and we're only talking about programming now.
December of 2015.
Yes.
After The Force Awakened.
Correct.
That's when we started. Well, 1 week before that.
That was when the fruit awakened as well.
Yes.
Geek, the fruit awakens.
So technically we should close now that the Skywalker saga is almost over?
Finish it off. Chalo. Burn it to the ground.
Really? We're almost done here.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys.
What I'm saying is, one of the basic questions we'd get asked in computer science, the trick one would be you have a for loop that starts at like I equal to 0, I plus plus, whatever. You run through the whole thing and then say like, tell us the output. And you'll see I starts at 0.
Correct.
Ends at 5. You'll be like,
of it.
Yeah, you run it in your head and you're like, oh, of course, 5 times the answer is 5. But no, it's 6.
Yes,
because you start counting at 0. Now, I don't want to put that kind of work into my life, Tejas.
No one is asking you to. I'm just
But
saying.
then like all these pop culture places I follow are going like, the best of the decade. I'm like, to agla saal kya karega?
Correct.
What do we do in 2010, man?
No, wait, but the same principle you're saying that you don't want to follow that in real life, then let them say it's the best of the decade right now, isn't it?
But I'm counting this as not the end of the decade.
Oh, are you being pedantic?
I am being unpedantic and I'm saying let humans be humans and say 2020 is when the decade ends. Even though it is technically 11 years.
As in you're saying at the end of 2020?
Yes.
December of 2020.
That's when I'll say the decade
Yeah, that's
ends.
what I said.
Yeah, but a lot of like the AV Club is doing the end of the decade stuff. Vulture is doing the end of the decade stuff.
You literally just said let them do it twice.
I guess, but then what will they cover next year?
Oh my god. Then you just shot yourself in the foot.
I did not shoot myself in the foot.
You just said that the whole thing is that my life doesn't have to be this way.
Because that's a millennium and that happens only once every 1,000 years. So the next one will be probably 2023 or something.
Let people celebrate twice, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Fine, we'll celebrate it twice.
Also, the flippin' name is twice over. It's 2-0 and 2-0 again. That's so...
Yeah.
Remember you reading those Time magazine articles? Oh, Vision 2020.
That's
or India
true.
Today saying, oh, India will be superpower by 2020.
Yeah.
And they're right.
That's the kind of stuff that we discuss at the conclave. We're doing well.
We're doing so well.
I declare next year the year of the hindsight.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
It's time to move on.
Anyway, let's get to the point of this bulletin. Tejas, give me your top 5 films of the decade. Shall I start?
Top 5 films of the decade?
Yeah, because it's the end of the decade. Okay, let's start.
We will, but not right now.
Not right now. Next year. Maybe.
We're not at the end of this decade.
Or at the end of this year. Maybe at the end of this year we'll do a best of. Okay, let's get to the point. Godzilla versus Kong.
You're right.
Right?
That's all worth.
God versus King. The only thing that I'm looking forward to next year in life.
Oh God.
This movie was supposed to come out. I didn't realize this movie was supposed to come out in March 2020.
Yes. Remember when we did our very famous episode of Godzilla, King of the Monsters?
Yeah.
This year. We said that, oh my gosh, we only have to wait till March for the inevitable sequel, which is already in production.
Right? That was less than a year away.
Wow, that's like wow. This is a dark universe kind of schedule, but except they're keeping it, and we're getting a new movie.
The only thing they're doing is moving it in November, which I think fine. Yeah, you were being pretty ambitious, man.
Well, because
I'm sure just dates from Kong must be hard as hell.
I agree. Here's the good and the bad of it.
Yeah.
If it comes out in March, early part of the year. Lower expectations, I would just say.
Mm-hmm.
Better box office return, potentially.
Yeah.
Not sure what else is coming out that month, but I definitely know that November Eternals comes out. New Marvel IP versus oldest school IP.
That's true.
Battle of
the very oldest
the
of schools.
Studios. What do you think is going to happen?
They'll probably stagger it well enough that it's around. Have they picked a date yet?
They
probably picked a date.
I think it's one. Yeah, it's definitely not the weekend that Eternals opens, but the same month.
Dicey. But come on, man. God versus King.
I don't know. When is Black Widow out? Is it Feb or May or March? If it's in March, then maybe that makes more sense for them to open with Eternals.
Possibly, but I don't know if these are competing necessarily, because even Godzilla King of the Monsters isn't really super successful. It did well enough that they didn't can the next movie, but it wasn't it didn't meet expectations. Listen, for sure. It's just us who are fans of that movie.
The day I saw that, a poster that said Fantastic Four 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer, I was like, anything is possible.
Yeah.
Any movie can be made. Any movie.
Any movie can be made. Speaking of any movie being made,
right.
Michael B. Jordan went in to meet DC.
I heard about and J.J.
Superman
Abrams.
stuff and J.J. Abrams. Yeah, so apparently they're pitching stuff in the DC universe, and Michael B. Jordan's keen on playing Superman.
No, so they basically said, how can we make Superman more relevant again?
Yeah.
Let's call in Michael B. Jordan, J.J. Abrams. I was like, what is this, like a varieties, like roundtable talk or something like that? This is damn bizarre. But according to Abhimanyu, who is part of the Geek Fruit Media Conclave.
Why do you keep calling it conclave?
Because it sounds better.
Sure.
He keeps he insists that it is not in fact a Superman role that is being scouted for African American actor, but a Batman. Potentially. Right. This is what he says.
Interesting.
So maybe this is a little...
some inside knowledge?
Not inside knowledge. What do you call it when it's like a little, switcheroo that they're saying that it's Superman, but it could potentially
be... Well, they call it like gender bending, I suppose, when it's a male role that's played as a female.
No, I'm just saying that it's like a bait and switch in terms of news. They're making us think that he's going for Superman.
Well, that's the term, bait and switch.
Yes. Because, interestingly enough, I mean, I know Witcher Season 1 is wrapped and they're going to start Season 2 anytime soon, but Henry Cavill kind of went on, record to say that he is still thinking about Superman and willing to come back and things like that.
But meanwhile, this is happening behind his back?
Well, I doubt. I mean, well, yes, they're WB, they're allowed to do whatever they want.
What he said was, when people asked him if he was going to be playing Superman, like, tell us, are you in the next movie? Is there a next movie? So there are two pieces of news that have emerged. There is no next movie as of now. There are no plans. And he said, we'll see. Or actually, I think he said, you'll see.
You'll see, yes. Having said that, another source claims that there is a Superman and Green Lantern movie in the works.
I hear that's a possibility.
Yes, so that could be interesting.
I don't see why they wouldn't do Green Lantern again.
Why did they not do Green Lantern? Oh my God.
Because look what's happened with Batman and Superman.
Well, Batman's fine. Batman cannot be touched. You can make bad Batman movies. We can have Batman and Robin, and then Batman Begins one after the other.
That's true.
And we can have Matt Reeves' Batman right after Justice
Absolutely.
League. So,
as characters, they are unimpeachable. You cannot impeach them.
Yes, you can't.
You could try.
You could try.
But,
have an inquiry.
You can completely restart with Batman and Superman at any point, I think. Like, you put out a new Superman movie next year, if it's good, perfect. We're all on board.
But
Green Lantern, obviously, people needed time to cool off.
I think people need time to cool off with Batman and Superman also. It's not
but I'm glad they didn't try to shoehorn Green Lantern into the current DC universe.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It was already slightly muddled.
Our best friend, Zack Snyder, in the run-up to, I believe, Justice League, put out a poster which then took down and then other people shared on Reddit called Unite the Seven.
Yes.
And 7, I was like, 7? And then obviously one was supposed to be Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure what the plan was. I think Green Lantern's definitely always been on their cards. They even featured as...
Of course, he would have come in.
Were in BVS as well.
Yeah.
Justice League, I suppose, yeah. They were shown in
Justice League,
in a prologue. Yeah.
So if this was successful, this entire the DCEU, we would definitely have seen the Green Lantern by this point. Like they have been in development.
Or at least they would have been in talks. Man, we're not even getting a Flash film, so I mean,
exactly.
It seems to be like so wishy-washy. Yeah.
Do you think Grant Gustin cursed him?
Use the Speed Force and went back in time. I don't know. But okay, good transition. Segue into the CW universe. I have some news.
Tell us about it.
So, and this is just who's to say?
Sure.
About 90% of this not happening, but the posters are out for the CW crossover event, Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Tell me all the shows that are going to cross over.
5 shows.
Yes.
There is 5 episodes.
The
Flash.
Arrow.
Yes.
Black Lightning.
No, he's
not part of the crossover?
No, he's in the thing, but I don't think
his show is not part of the crossover.
Maybe not. But he's in it, which is interesting.
What's it called?
Supergirl.
Supergirl, of course.
Yes.
The other one?
Batwoman. Yes.
And one more. What's the one where they all get together?
Legends of Tomorrow. I don't know if that's the 5th one or if it's Black Lightning, but I know all these characters are coming together.
Yeah.
Now...
there's also a new CW show on the cards, right? Are they doing a Starfire show?
I'm not sure, but they since Arrow is bowing out now in this coming year, I think this is his last season.
Yes, it
mercifully.
is. Yeah.
They are... Okay, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
They're fine. So since he's buying out, I'm sure there's room for like a new show and things like that, and Flash, I suppose, will take the lead. Anyway, but
as he would.
Yeah, but this is I'm just gonna go off of this and make a small but very large speculative
what were you going to
guess.
tell us about the Crisis arc?
So the Crisis arc, I'm not very sure of. I'm sure it's just following the Crisis storyline roughly, because they did say Anti-Monitor and Monitor have been cast and it's been played. They showed an image of it which looks like the CW.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And there was a trailer that was released, but did not show anything of Bruce Wayne, which is what we're really excited for, which is being played by Kevin Conroy. Now, since the poster was released, Kevin Conroy put out a tweet saying, here's the poster, guys. There are 5 episodes. 3 are coming out in December 8th, 9th, and 10th, and the last 2 episodes are Jan something, 12th, 13th, something like that. So
he's only going to be in 1 episode, right?
So Mark Hamill replied to his tweet saying, hey, please let us know exactly when and which episodes you're going to be on. I'm so confused.
Why would he do that?
I said, I'm so confused, but I just really want to know.
Yeah.
And he quoted his tweet and said, I'm only in 1 episode in Batwoman, and that's on the 9th.
Right.
Okay.
So it's a cameo.
But, I didn't expect more.
Yeah, you didn't expect to have a big role.
But, interesting, cool. It's going to be on Batwoman as it should be, which is nice. But this Mark Hamill
Batwoman is just a couple of episodes. It must be, halfway through its first season at this point?
Yeah, I think so. Hey, I'm going to definitely watch some of these episodes before I get into
definitely.
it. Maybe a good way to get into this is just by watching the whole of Batwoman, because it's got the least number of episodes.
That's true.
And, we'll learn it from her perspective.
And there must definitely be some padding for people who've just started watching with Batwoman.
Yeah, so maybe this is the best way to get reacquainted.
I've heard it's an okay show, but well.
I have no expectations, but true. I still enjoy it.
You remember when The Flash began, which was, again, much like us in around 2014, 2015?
We were we'll watch all of it.
Yeah. We'll watch this till the day we die. Well, we enjoyed it for sure.
And then we died.
But there was such a paucity of great superhero content at that point, especially a weekly running show.
Man, I still consider it to be a very it was a great show, man. I mean, I've not seen anything post a certain event.
Yeah, well, it got significantly more complicated as time went on.
Yeah, but it was still nice to watch.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it still is for people who are into that kind of...
Their main issue was after Tom Cavanaugh finished the first season, with the
the second season was great as far as
second season was as well. But basically after that, they started running out of ideas of what to do with him. They're like, chalo, you come back now. This time you're...
As a different character.
Wait, did we do Reverse Flash? Okay, this time you're semicolon.
But he's obviously really great in the show. Jesse L. Martin's there in the show.
Mm-hmm.
John Wesley Shipp is the original Flash. He plays like Jay Garrick, which is cool. I like all of that. But we stopped watching it because I think there's like way too many shows to watch, and both Jishnu and I and you were just like, yo, we're checking out here, and that's fine. So we actually understand this universe.
For a while. I watched a bunch of Supergirl as well. I watched some of Legends of Tomorrow. All good to below
pulpy
good.
TV, watching.
Yeah, Supergirl was inconsistent.
In fact,
Legends of Tomorrow was, in significant parts, not very good.
There was the other thing, the Corridor crew, the YouTubers that we follow, the VFX artists who react to stuff. They did a thing on The Flash, and it was really cool. And they said, they did a pretty good job for TV budget on the effects, which I agree with them.
They also did one on Supergirl, which was just trash.
Which was trash, because it is quite bad. Yeah. Some of that stuff was...
It was
But I think they got there. It was first on ABC budgets, and now it's on CW budgets. So I don't know if it's become better.
Yeah.
So here's my theory. I think Mark Hamill's in it. I don't know why. And I feel like that could be a huge trump card.
He was on The Flash, wasn't he?
He's been on The Flash several times, like 3 times as a trickster. And lots of Star Wars nods in that where he says, "Oh, I'm your father." And all
correct,
that. But since he has a history with it, and
it's
a no-brainer that people want him on the show. I'd be surprised if the CW didn't figure that, or maybe it's a scheduling thing, or maybe I don't know. It cannot be a contractual thing with Disney for sure. But I just think that there will be maybe it'll be there somehow. I don't know why I think that, because I think this tweet was too like.
It seems staged to you?
I don't know. It would be great. Maybe I'm just leading myself.
Who knows? Like, I don't know if Mark Hamill's slightly off the leash in that way also. Like, he'll talk to people. He doesn't care.
Dude, he was on the History Channel though. Like, he was doing that show. No, he's in that show called Vikings or something like that.
Oh,
and he plays like a wizard in the second season. What? He was brought on the second season, and there was like a big deal he was playing.
You're a wizard, Hamill?
Yeah, you're the wizard, Hamill. And and he's just playing that. He does the most random stuff ever, dude. He's Mark Hamill. He can do whatever he wants.
He can do whatever he wants.
I just saw Child's Play, by the way.
Yeah.
He plays Chucky in that. Oh my god, it's so funny and weird. And the movie's like pretty good.
Well, that was also a time when he was less.
But that was this year.
This year?
It came out this year. Child's Play came out this year. I saw it and it was fine. It was pretty good. He's so funny because he's playing a doll. It's just really hilarious. But I don't see why he could not do this, man.
I absolutely think he could. I don't know if that tweet indicates anything, because that just seems like...
I just feel like this
like Mark Hamill was like, what? I'll just message you here instead of texting you.
Maybe. Because that they're like BFFs, okay? Yeah. Conroy and Hamill have been friends for like decades.
Yeah.
And they have hung out together. They have social
What those conversations must be like.
My god. It's just the most epic. It was like...
Yeah.
There must be a Thanksgiving...
Did you bring the cheese? I'm bringing the cheese!
Oh god, it must be amazing. Yeah. Anyway. But they're just buds, man. So I don't see why. I don't see why it's not. In fact, imagine if it's just on a monitor or something. Like, you know how they reference the Joker in BVS where he's written on Robin's suit and stuff like that. Something like that, or like he's on his like the Bat computer or something, but it's Mark Hamill. People will lose that shit. It takes nothing, man.
That's true. Who knows? It could happen.
Yeah, that's my take. That's my super hot take.
That's your hope.
That's my hope take on this one. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it would be really nice.
I suppose we'll find out. So should we do this? Let's watch Batwoman and maybe a couple of episodes of everything else.
I'm going to watch it tonight,
how many episodes are there?
I'm going to find out, but I think not many.
Probably not a lot.
There'll be 22, right?
I'm sure there'll be these like roundup-y videos on YouTube which will go like, everything you need to know before you watch Crisis.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool. So let's do that. Plus
And I'll watch Batwoman, yeah.
And we should watch some of Batwoman for sure.
Yeah.
All right,
I've seen a little bit of Black Lightning.
I've seen a couple of episodes.
Yeah, same. It was on Netflix, so I saw it.
It was really slow, wasn't it?
Very slow.
So slow.
For something that's called lightning.
Get to it. I
it's
know.
Very, very.
One of the things that was most
thundery.
enjoyable about The Flash was there was like a big villain of the week. Black Lightning didn't focus on that as much as it focused on like a longer thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm okay with that.
But like, I mean, sure, that's fine, but also just like speed it up, man.
Yep,
Bring me the Killer Crocs and everything.
Yes.
Killer Crocs are, of course, Crocs that are.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so that's our episode.
Janice, what do you think couples did before TV was invented?
I don't know, go for walks on the beach, long drives, fancy dinners, have more sex maybe?
But what did we do when we decided to move in together? We debated between the Chromecast and the Fire Stick.
We gave up on sleeping early so we could stay up watching true crime shows.
We got ourselves 3 cat babies.
And basically became the cutest couch potatoes around.
Okay then.
In case you guys still haven't got it, we are a TV crazy, Netflix loving, binge watching Mr. and Mrs.
I'm Anirudh Guha.
I'm Janice Sequeira.
And if like us you snort TV for breakfast, lunch and dinner, this is the podcast for you.
Tune in every Thursday on the IVM podcast app or wherever it is that you get your podcast from. This is
Mr.
and Mrs.
Binge Watch.
This is the amazing story of something awesome. Once Chuck decided to start a podcast, and so he did. The end. Okay, that was a crappy story. But I've got some really cool stories over at my new show, The Origin of Things. On this podcast, I look at the stories of how brands came into being and sometimes evolved out of quite unexpected circumstances. And to make it really fun, I reveal the name of the brand and sometimes a category only at the very end. The show is 5 to 7 minutes per episode and perfect for trivia junkies and brand nerds, especially those with short attention spans. New episodes out every Wednesday on IVM Podcasts app or website or any podcast app or site that you happen to prefer. End of story, they lived happily ever after.